Well, in our previous videos of this course, we have already talked about a lot of modules in this 20 hours Google Ads practical training course. However, in the last one, we were discussing about the keyword match types. Now, people who don't know, keyword match type is something which really has something to do to show your ads on different keywords. So we started the discussion with the different match types, like broad match, then we talked about phrase match, exact match, and finally we summed up our discussion with the negative keyword. So generally, whenever you are adding a keyword, then it means the keyword is supposed to show the ad to people when they are typing different search queries on Google, right? So the job of the keyword is to show the ad on all these searches. However, on the other hand, if I talk about negative keyword, then its job is quite opposite. Its job is to block the ad when someone is having any of the non-required word in the search query. For example, let's say now after a while you start managing a Nike or a Reebok project. So if you're handling any of these sport brand project, then these sport brands are normally not selling the leather shoes or the formal shoes or the office shoes, right? At least Nike does not sell any of these kind of shoes. In that case, you know that anytime when someone searches leather shoes, your ad should not be showing to those people. Or when someone types office shoes, then your ad shall not be showing on to those people. Or when someone types formal shoes, again, your ad shall not be showing to those people. So you have two options. Either you add the word leather in negative. Now, if you add the word leather in negative, then any query or any search term which is having the word leather will not be trigger any of the ad from that account, any of the ad from that campaign, right? Or you can also add the word leather shoes in negative. Now, the only difference which we are having in adding one word negative keyword versus two word negative keyword is that one word is gonna stop showing the ads to anything that contains leather. However, the two word keyword is going to stop the ads when someone is having the search query is having both these words somewhere in the keyword. So I have this tendency of or habit of adding all the negative keywords as a single word keyword because I just don't want to get confused myself. I simply want to block anything that contains the word leather, anything that contains the word office, or anything that contains the word formal. Now let's try to understand this from the perspective of our own project. This time we are talking about the project which is Springtails shop. You know it already. And in this shop, we are actually selling artificial jewelry products, right? Which means even if we have the term nose pin in phrase match as a keyword, our ads can still be shown to someone who is typing gold nose pin. Now, being an artificial jewelry store means we are not selling gold, silver, or platinum based products, right? In that case, we shall be blocking the terms like gold in negative, silver in negative, or maybe platinum in negative, right? Because you don't want to serve the ads to someone who is looking for gold nose pin just because we don't sell no gold nose pin. Had it been the other way around, let's say we are a actual jewelry store. Let's say we are running the campaign for PC Jewelers. You are running the campaign for Tanishq or maybe any proper jewelry brand. In that case, you add the word artificial in negative. You add the word imitation in negative because this time you don't want to serve the ads to people who are looking for artificial jewelry. So that's how using the negative keywords you control your campaigns in a lot of different ways. Now, before we get deeper into it, let me walk you through the term, which is search term report. Search term report. I think I shall be changing the title of this entire topic of this module from negative keyword to negative keyword and search term report because search term is really important to look at. Now, first of all, what does search term report do? So whenever you type a keyword on Google, you add a keyword within the Google Ad account somewhere or something like this. let's say we look into the keywords. Okay, now this keyword nose pin, let's say first one, is supposed to show the ad on different keywords. The reason why it's in red is because I have removed this keyword after a while. But if we still have that data against this keyword, we can still see that this term or this keyword nose pin has showed my ad to 3,484 people, which are the total number of impressions, received 12 clicks at the cost of 3.91 per click, 3.91 per click. And then we talk about what are the queries, like what people have typed actually on Google when they have, seen my ad. So in that case, we want to see the search term report. So what we do is simply click on this keyword again, and then we choose search term. By choosing the search term report, now I'm actually looking to all the keywords, to all the searches, in fact, not the keyword, what people have typed in Google. We call them search term. We can also call them search query, or simply we can call them searches. Now, when someone who is typed, like when someone has seen my ad due to this keyword nose pin, he actually typed things like nose pin, naak ki nose pin ki design, naak ki bali, naak ki ring, and then bezel nose pin, and then Bollywood actress nose pin. Of course, we don't want to show the ad to someone who is looking for a Bollywood actress nose pin. Neither we want to show the ads to people who are looking for Bombay nose pin. Neither we want to show the ads to people who are looking for bridal nose pin. We don't, or burqa ki nose pin. Oh my God. So we have a lot of irrelevant searches. In fact, chain wali nose pin, coca nose pin, diamond ki nose pin. Now you can see how many searches we are getting from people who are looking for diamond ki nose pin. So what shall we be doing? We shall be opening up the keyword, like the keypad, and then we should be adding all these terms in negative. We shall be adding terms like diamond in negative, then shall be adding things like chain in negative, and shall be adding things like this burqa in negative, bridal in negative, burqa in negative, and then we shall be adding things like bridal in negative, and we shall be adding things like Bombay in negative, because we don't sell any sort of black color ki nose pin. We are still not having, we don't even have black nose pin. And then Bengali nose pin. Now you can see our ads are searching on a hell lot of different queries, a hell lot of different search terms, and we don't want to show the ads on any of these search terms. So what we can do now, we have two ways. Either I can create a list of searches, list of words which we don't want to serve our ads on, of course, in the future, and then we can add this entire list in negative at the campaign, group, or the account level. Or otherwise, we can also click on the search terms here, let's say Bengali nose pin, or let's say black color ki nose pin, Bombay nose pin, burqa ki nose pin, carrot lane nose pin, of course, and then we add them as negative from here itself. Now we are adding them in negative as an exact match. Now this is something which is very important, very difficult to understand sometimes, because in negative also we have a couple of different match types. In negative also we have broad negative, we have phrase negative, and we have exact negative. Firstly, let's talk about the exact negative. So if I add this query Bengali nose pin as an exact negative, then my ads will never be serving when someone is typing exactly as Bengali nose pin. It's quite simple. However, if I remove the square brackets from here and I only add Bengali nose pin as a broad negative, in that case, the ads will not be getting served to someone where the search query is having Bengali nose pin, these three words in any order. If someone types, I want Bengali nose pin, ads will not show up. If someone types Bengali nose pin design for me, ads will not show up. If someone types Bengali nose design, ad will show up, right? So these three words are supposed to be there in any order, and then ads will not show up. I know it's a bit confusing talking about the broad negative. In that case, what you can do, you can simply add this word Bengali in negative. Quite simple. Now having Bengali means anything which is having Bengali is now going to block the ad. If someone types Bengali nose pin, Bengali earring, Bengali food, Bengali lunch, anything that contains Bengali is actually gonna block your ad, right? So now I just save all these terms in negative, and these terms have added to my negative keyword list. You can also add negative keyword list from here, of course. So I was also having this list which I was trying to create while talking to you. So I can simply copy all these keywords and add them on negative at the campaign level. If I want, I can also add them in negative at the group level as well. And then I save my negative keyword list. And from here, we come to a bigger discussion now, because I have a long list of searches or a long list of negative keyword sheet, which I would really like to discuss with you so that you can better understand how do we control the entire ad account using these negative keyword list. And trust me, if we don't have a control on negative keywords, we can end up losing a lot of our amount on the irrelevant search terms, because you always have like 30-40% or 20-30% irrelevant searches if you are adding your keywords in phrase matches. Now, there's something overview where we talk about negative keyword. Negative keyword is something which disallows your ad to show your advertisement on Google. This is quite simple. And then negative broad ads. Your ads will not show if the search term contains all your negative keyword terms. This is negative broad. So if you have buy shoes in negative, then ads will not be showing to someone who is having both these words in negative. Maybe buy shoes is not a good example. Let's type leather shoes, because we were talking about the case of Nike, Leather, leather shoes. So having the word leather shoes in negative means your ad will not be showing to someone who is having leather shoes, these two words in any order at anywhere in the search query. Then we have negative exact. So negative phrase is also quite similar, but the negative phrase blocks the ad when these terms, leather shoes, are going to be available as a phrase, like are going to be available together in the search query. If someone types buy leather shoes today, then your ads will be blocked. If you add these terms in as a negative phrase match, people hardly use negative phrase matches, but then we have exact phrase match, or we call it negative exact match, where it blocks the ad to someone who is exactly typing the same term, who is exactly typing leather shoes. If I add this inexact, now maybe for people it's quite confusing, it's quite tricky sometimes. So what you can do to avoid any of these things, you use single word negative keyword. As I give the example, if you are running a campaign for a sport shoe brand, maybe for Nike or Reebok, then you simply add the term leather in negative. You simply add the term formal in negative, or maybe office in negative, right? Now let's talk about the generic negatives. Now, generic negative is something, a list which I made for myself, and this was back in 2015 while I was learning Google Ads and implementing it in different ad accounts, where I have seen that a lot of people are typing these terms very heavily whenever they are searching anything on Google. People heavily type things like books, things like jobs, things like photos. So let's say you are running again a jewelry store campaign where the objective is to sell jewelries to someone who is looking for nose pin jewelry, right? In that case, people may be looking for nose pin jewelry photos, nose pin jewelry images, nose pin job in a nose pin jewelry, right? And then you don't want to show the ads to all those people. In that case, you always have this negative keyword list ready. These are the high volume generic negatives, which people always keep on typing on Google. They have this habit of searching things on Google. Maybe if jewelry is not making a complete sense for you, let me take another example. Let's say you are selling sarees, right? Maybe this time you are in the campaign for a retail store, and here it's a female retail store, let's say, and your job is to sell sarees, right? So you'll be having keywords like Banarsi sari, Bengali sari, silk sari, and then latest sari designs, a lot of things of sari. Then people will always be typing things like uh, photos of girls in sari, right? People will be typing things like pictures of girls in sari, maybe images of girls in sari, and then you don't want to show the ad on these terms, right? So you always try to add the words photos, images, negatives or pictures in negative, right? Then people type things like girls songs of girls in sarees, right? Movies of girls in sarees. I mean, people can type anything on Google, right? It's totally fine what they are searching for, but then you really smartly have to understand what could be the logic behind these searches, and then how you control your campaign by adding the negative keywords. Then people type now actor in sarees, video in sarees, how to make a sari, free sari. So these are the heavy searches that people type on Google. Especially people type things like why, and then how, and then what, and then ideas, and then resume, and then vacancy, and then jobs, and then folder, downloads, interview, map, leasing. They type things like PDF, sign in, sign up. These are the heavy searches which people are always typing on Google. Courses, exactly. Courses is something which people heavily type on Google. And maybe if you are having a product, if you are having an e-commerce store, you are not willing to show the ads on someone or to someone who's looking for any kind of courses, right? So that's how you control generic negatives. Now talking about the country negatives, state or the city negatives as well. To understand the country negative, I have to give you analogy of a different project. Now let's say this time, instead of selling jewelries, you are running a campaign for a project for a company who is into MBBS coaching. Cool. So your prime keyword, your main keyword is going to be MBBS coaching. I hope that's totally fine with you. And your target location is going to be Delhi. Cool. So our keyword is MBBS coaching. Target location is Delhi. Now tell me something. What if someone searches for things like, now what if someone searches for things like, oh my God, give me a break. Okay. So now what if someone searches for MBBS coaching in Kota? Now, do you think your ad will serve? Of course, because your target location is Delhi. Your keyword is MBBS coaching, maybe in phrase. But then people who are searching for MBBS coaching in Kota are supposed to see your ad. Someone searches for MBBS coaching in Chennai is supposed to see your ad. MBBS coaching in China is supposed to see your ad. If that's the case, then trust me, you don't want to show your ads to all these people. And why the hell you will show the ads to people who are searching for MBBS coaching in Kota, Chennai, Mumbai? So what you do, you use the cities names over here. You add all these city names in negative, excluding Delhi, because you don't want to show the ad to someone who is looking for coachings in any of these cities. So now this time you go to your account, you go to tools and settings, then you get into negative keyword list. You click on this plus sign. You'll name the list as city 2024 and you paste all these city names in negative, but always remove Delhi. Just in case if you add the word Delhi in negative, then it means your ads will also not be serving to people who are looking for MBBS coaching in Delhi, right? And then you simply save this list, something like this. And this time you click on this list, click on add to campaign and link this list to the campaign by clicking on the apply button. I'm not doing it now, but you know how to do it. Also, now let's take the country example. Now let's at this time, instead of coaching, you are running a campaign, running a project for a college in Delhi or college in Mumbai, anywhere in India. So your main keyword is going to be MBBS college and your target location is going to be Delhi. Now, how about people who are searching for MBBS college in Russia, MBBS college in Europe, MBBS college in USA, in Bangladesh, in Australia, in America, anywhere in the world, right? In that case, your ads will heavily be serving to people who are looking for MBBS college in different parts of the world. So what you do this time, you copy the list of different country names, excluding India, of course, and then you add these negative keywords at the account level and then connect this list with the campaign. Now, similarly, you have the state names, you have the city names, and finally we have a pin code names. Now, pin code is something which I needed to use when a client of mine was based in West Delhi, and he wanted me to stop showing the ads to all the parts of Delhi except West Delhi. So what I did, like he gave me the pin codes. He said, okay, I'm having my ads running to all these pin codes. Then what I did, I pulled up the locations of these pin codes, which were these West Delhi locations. And then I pulled up all the locations of Delhi and I added South Delhi, East Delhi, and North Delhi locations in negative. Reason being, this campaign was for a SAP coaching in Delhi. Let me show you the campaign. In fact, the brand name, it's Digication. And this company is actually running SAP courses in Delhi, and they are based in Janakpuri. Now, as they are based in Janakpuri, they wanted to block the ads to people who are looking for SAP coaching in Greater Kailash, SAP coaching in East Kailash, SAP coaching in Saket, SAP coaching in Durgapuri, SAP coaching in Azadpuri, anywhere where they have the SAP coaching, but not in West Delhi. So I added all these terms in negative. So I hope now you understand why we need to add a lot of different searches in negatives. Now, let's talk about, so I guess here we have covered most of the parts of the negative keywords. So let's talk about the exercises. Now, what I want from you is to add adding negative keywords at campaign level as the exercise number 1, then add negative keywords at the group level and add negative keywords at the account level. So maybe you go through the search term at the campaign level via using search terms. If not search terms, you can do it directly. And then in the next videos of this course, we'll be talking about, we are very soon going to start the topics like display campaign, video campaign, performance max, MCC, then conversion tracking, which are yet to be covered. But then let's look into adding negative keywords at different levels. I will see you in the next video.